In few minutes, we would invite architect Anurag Khandelwal. We would have a talk show with him. Anybody who is interested can ask him a few questions regarding his contribution and work. He's a senior architect who is working on sustainable architectural typology, especially exclusively with wood, and he's instrumental in curating this pavilion of IIID 2024 Insider X. Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure meeting you. Welcome once more from the MC. I'm architect Subbarao here. Would like to share some experiences and would like all our fraternity to know about you. You've been doing phenomenal work on the wood front of it, and then you've been guiding the students from past 10 days almost in curating this festival hall, and what are the structures here everybody is so fascinated with, and then we're also happy to have you on the stage today. So I would like you to introduce yourself first, so we know from the first-hand source that, okay, what is your qualification, career, and how was your journey?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so honored and delighted, and I'm so blessed to get the opportunity to be part of this wonderful event, first of all. And I would like to express my wholehearted gratitude to the team of IIID who believed in me in spite of all the constraints I had, and gave me this opportunity to come here and do something which I could actually do and showcase here in Hyderabad. I'm so thankful to you.
That's very humble word, sir. Actually, I myself also had an opportunity to participate in the workshop. You made us touch the tools and the wood and the hammer after long years of gap. I think we would have done this in the college or later in some small workshops. Offhand, after so many years, again touching the wood and making the bird house was a very good experience to us. So coming back to the your work, could you tell us something about your work and what are the recent works that you are into?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. You asked me. First of all, I would introduce myself. I'm an architect from Government College of Architecture, Lucknow, and then I did my post-graduation from CEPT, Ahmedabad, in construction management. Working in this institute actually sensitized me right from day one towards the environment, and I had been working a lot with renewable energies and energy conservation and conservation architect since my college days. So that's how my journey with this kind of sustainable model has started. And then I came across doing prefabricated buildings. And in the year around 2000, I came across a project where I had this challenge of making a wooden house. And that's why the whole turning point came in my life, and my whole focus went from conventional buildings and prefabricated models in various formats to wood as an architectural system and building system. I realized we as an architects are actually criminals because when we build, we destroy. We destroy the environment, we cut the trees, we uproot the nature, and we disturb the whole ecosystem around us. And we establish that we are doing development and we are building smart cities. So, as an architect, there was this contradiction always in my mind because I saw this nature being damaged by conventional buildings, the water, the amount of water that is being wasted, the amount of resources that are being hampered. So that is where this connects with wood starting shaping my whole career. And I came across a few projects doing like this, faced all kinds of challenges in making people realize that how wood can be the material and a sustainable alternative to construction. So I think that is how I started this wood thing.
That's a really detailed experience and expertise that you have got, and your passion towards environmental sustainability from your talk points would definitely make a strong impression on the young minds. You've been guiding the students for all these 10 days, and eventually, as you said, rightly said, we are destroying the environment where we are actually working with or building the buildings and calling it as development. So somewhere I think your contribution today makes everybody realize that wood should be also a major part of the construction. And then as you said, we are actually overutilizing the resources, the building materials and building resources. Otherwise, actually, even I have a beautiful point there. Those physical resources, they translate into life through plants and the ecosystem, and then they have every opportunity to become a life. So whereas we are blocking them into the buildings, like if you say iron, so iron can be part of the life actually, but we are translating iron into steel and building buildings actually. Otherwise, if it is consumed by the nature, in the sense if plants grow with iron, they bring life into iron and it becomes a life-giving molecule. So I am deeply connected with your sentences there. And then coming back, sometimes with a deeper perspective, we can more rely on these materials which are naturally grown. I can grow tree, I can grow the wood, but I can't grow other resources. So, as you rightly said, so what is the future course of construction activity in terms of using this typology of construction, wood especially? So, what do you guide, or what is your suggestion?
Number one, sustainability has become the necessity of us, but still sustainability as a terminology is being used as a fashionable sentence in almost anything that we are doing or trying to do. And sustainability as a jargon has been complicated by people who are using it as a fashionable terminology or a typology. I think sustainability, number one, is very simple. Sustainability is, as human beings, if we are taking something from the nature, we have to give it back to the nature. And that's the whole model of sustainability. So, for example, if we are taking oxygen from the nature, we have to give oxygen back to the nature. If we are consuming water for our livelihood, it's our responsibility to manage and save that water which we are consuming. If we are consuming any resources from nature, we should be able to replenish them and replace them in the environmental context. So wood is the only material in construction which is which has all the qualities of being the right material for structural system, for aesthetical system, for any kind of usage. And it has the flexibility of being regenerated, replenished, and recycled at the same time.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a wonderful point there, sir. I think the death of materials is what I would put it as. The material also should die gracefully, in the sense it should get absorbed into the nature once it finishes its life cycle. So it should not be blocked in some kind of physicality.
Yeah.
So as you rightly said, wood is a material where it is coming out of nature. It's growing on the trees, and then once you utilize it, and then it has a life cycle, and it can safely get back to the nature, giving back to the nature. The water goes into water, the fibers go into the soil, the air goes into the air. So that's a wonderful, insight what you have brought. And then, yeah, actually, necessity also is mother of invention, is what we are all taught with. So maybe we should somewhere draw the line where we should use all these advanced materials, just not blindly getting back to those engineered materials. Maybe, as you rightly said, we can discriminate between homes and other institutional buildings, or some places where they require highly sanitized spaces and all. Maybe there concrete and this becomes a solution, and for habitable places and units. So I think that's a balanced approach that we should take, is what I feel. What do you comment on that?
Sir, I absolutely agree with you that we should have a kind of a very balanced ideation towards whenever we build any kind of project. So I would term it as, instead of making buildings which are part of the urban fabric and the smart cities, as you call them, I think instead of building them, we should grow buildings that are part of the nature, they are part of the habitat, and they are part of the human settlement. Either, in the other terminology, you make them part of the urban fabric, right?
Yes.
Instead of connecting it to the urban fabric, let it connect them to the human settlement, the human social fabric, and the human society at large. And they become the part of the nature rather than becoming part of the smart cities,
Yes,
as we term them. So I think the whole approach of development should be making buildings and development which are part of the natural system,
right,
rather than they becoming the part of the smart city and the urban development. Like I'm coming from Bangalore to this place, and suddenly the whole thing changes.
Changes, yes.
When you get off from that expressway.
Airport to
And suddenly you start seeing those tall buildings and those glass roofs and everything. Look, in a flip of a second, the whole typology of the nature changes from green expressway to field and all. So that's the kind of mindset I think needs to be reformed by the architects. And architects are the people who can actually realize it and do it in a larger way.
Yeah, true. Architects can bring the change in the society for sure. There's no doubt in that. But the journey is also a little tough when you choose the offbeat path. So, and coming back, I always feel the materials have evolved out of necessity and then out of threat. So these perishable materials have also got a vulnerability, like people. If there is no camaraderie or communal peace among the people, population as such, that means human mind should be in peace with the others. Unless then these materials become vulnerable, like somebody who is angry on you, on the neighbor, or on somebody's house, they can actually destroy their homes or something like that. So that's where these materials have evolved, is what I understand. But I think, as you rightly said, I think the human thought process versus the usage of materials, what comes first? So it is a cyclic way of looking at things. Maybe one should become more quiet and accommodative to also live quietly with nature, is what I feel. If you can give some input on that. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Mike.
You said that uh, the necessity is the mother of invention. So, if you see the kind of phases the construction has evolved from past centuries, so we saw Stone Age, and then we saw brick when the Industrial Revolution came in. So the brick was evolved. And then came steel, and somebody made Eiffel Tower. Eiffel Tower actually symbolized going the vertical development, and that's where you started seeing the high rises coming up. And in industrial revolution, the whole mindset and the process became so focused that everybody wanted to come to the urban areas and do these kind of things until 2000 that we realized that because of industrial revolution and the kind of development that we did in the last 100 years actually disturbed and destroyed our natural resources and nature in a very big way. The change that's happened in the last 100 years didn't happen in the last 10,000 years in the natural environment. So it is only in around 2000 that we, as architects and professionals, we realize this thing. And now it is too late for us to actually do the collective process in this summit.
Yes.
So we have to now focus on materials that have a lesser carbon footprint, which are more recyclable, replenishable, and reusable, and address our necessities. And more than addressing our necessities, it is very important to bring down our necessities,
Yes.
and we should focus on creating less resources and less, we should be able to live in the minimalistic terms, and that is how we will be able to save the nature. And I think COVID was a very good example for all of us to have changed it and realized how the nature is disturbed and how nature can revamp itself
Yes,
if
yes.
collective measures are taken timely.
That's a wonderful point, sir. You brought COVID in, and then I was in association with a stem cell research scientist who is one of the beautiful minds of the century. And then we were talking on several issues like what is architecture and what is life. So life in coordination with architecture, how are we actually evolving in the due course of life. So yeah, the comment which came on the high-rise buildings actually is, it's not a time-tested model is what I came to know, because you're living anti-gravity every day of your life. So there is no impact study on what is the impact on the human family that is living for 70, 80 years against the gravity. So, and then the plumbing systems, the common, amenities that we use, like if you are in group housing, which are high rise and all, so maintaining the sanitation or hygiene is quite impossible. So again, I cannot promote independent houses because land is a very definite commodity that it is not an expandable commodity there. So where is the line of balance? When it comes to that dialogue, it is about each individual feeling that responsible that they should not own too much of land, in the sense they should not buy plots and plots for their generations together. So whatever you want to buy, you buy for yourself maximum to another, your children, or one plot for your children. So otherwise the entire land bank remains with only certain few people, and then it becomes barren because they're not anyway maintaining it. It is just a real estate property for the appreciation. So these are also the important things. If I look at the Hyderabad, IRR or ORR, today everything is plotted development, and all these plots are bought by people, reserved for their future, but nothing, it is all barren. They don't grow trees or they don't do anything about it. But it is just the real estate property it is. And then I think here architects together should play some important role, say that the necessity of maintaining a empty plot is to plant trees. They should maintain certain number of trees per 200 square yards or 300 square yards. What is your opinion on this?
You actually hit a very important point which needs a lot of deliberation and legal overview, right? In India, we have a very complex situation where cutting tree is a crime. So when you have a empty plot available to you, and if I ask you to plant number of trees on the empty plot, nobody wants to do it. Everybody wants to plant a tree in the other's land, not in their own land, right?
True, sir.
And this is a very kind of a critical and a very
Typical
tricky
psychology.
situation.
Yeah.
That you want to plant trees, but you don't want to plant them in your own place, because the moment you think about development of the land, you will get lost if the trees are there. So there is a lot of deliberation and lot of discussion needs to happen on this format where you are able to grow trees and use the trees. And that legal framework has to change in India.
And one young architectural team is coming with this idea, sir, that we will maintain plantation of your empty vacant real estate property.
Yeah.
So they would do the plantation and maintain it, and then they would give some certification for doing that, like negative carbon credits kind of thing. If that comes into real existence, and if there is a government support on this, I think it will become a phenomenon that would encourage the plot owners also to take up this, because the young generation, next generation would curse us in future that our ancestors have, managed this their life very unorganized and recklessly. So we don't have, they created enough pollution and depleted resources is what we would hear. Is that what I feel? What is your opinion on that?
Coming back to this, before this, the point that you made of going vertical, right? When we went vertical, we absolutely lost the connect of being green while going vertical, right? And that is where a new concept which we start hearing now as biophilic architecture. Biophilic architecture. So I think biophilic architecture and going vertical with green is something which is the absolute need of the hour, because land, as you said, is a very limited resource.
Yes.
And we should be able to not cut down more land and disturb the nature. And the way our population is expanding from 100 crores to 150 crores in the last 15 and 20 years itself is a big alarming situation for our country. So that is one thing, that we need to go vertical, but we need to go in a very environmental, balanced, and in a biophilic situation, number one. Number two, the resources that we utilize has to be minimized, and minimum amount of construction.
Actually, sorry to cut you in between. Actually, I was discussing to the evolutionary biologist these aspects. So where we architects talk about biophilic architecture in the high-rise buildings and bringing greenery into the buildings. So she was very against it. She was saying, how can you take the tree along with you to the rooftop? It is, you are actually, replacing its habitat. That means you are intervening. These qualities, and human habitation is now climbing vertical. So in the due course, there are so many other factors that we don't understand, because biological processes, fittest, survival of the fittest. We feel today in the environment that we are fighting for opportunities and making bread, more bread-winning approach. But survival of the fittest in the natural phenomenon is not about that. That, like you rightly said, when COVID happened, so are humans able to stand tall against the microorganism? No, it is not, because so many, the wide range of population was susceptible. Even though it comes to you, it should not harm you, because your system should be resilient to neutralize it. So that means your systems are not resilient to take the COVID impact. So that's why the collapse is happening. That means you're the host. A host is submitting to the pathogen. So these were the conversations we had, and then I was asking on what is the future course of architecture that should accommodate these kind of things so that it becomes a lifestyle. So, and we had a very wonderful conversation that one should be educated on approach of living, in the sense, how do you live minimally without intervention into harmful toxins, as well as your minimal interference with the pathogens. So it should be a lifestyle so that your immune system remains robust. So everyday abuse of immune system creates resources depletion for one day for the tough fight. So people say that you play in the garbage, you drink whatever, you eat whatever, you will develop resistance. This is not resistance actually, it is succumbing to the toxins, and you are hosting them. Without knowing, you will be hosting. As you and I know, the water channels were first, the sanitation and water channels were there in Indus Valley as well as Roman and Greek civilizations. That's where the cities started growing and the entire population started congregating and cities started expanding. So I think fundamentally water channelizing was a very important decision that humans took, engineering in water, as well as the sanitation. So how do we handle our drainage and garbage? So these are the two things that pushed us to live in a wider and larger groups.
First of all, your point on where there is a contradiction to everything that whatever is happening. For example, you said that there are contradictions of people who are saying that when you go vertical, you are going against gravity. And if you see any of the multi-story building, and if you see if they are left unattended, even on the topmost floor, you will see the moss and the plants started growing. Even on the topmost terraces and floors, you can see a people tree growing without even a seed and something. So nature is something which is very adaptable to human civilization, and humans are not adaptable to nature, but nature is obviously very adaptable to human civilization and settlement, right? As the human civilization has grown, nature has adapted himself to the human needs and requirements. And COVID is a very good example right in front of us, where absolutely everything was destroyed and everything came back to its natural form and stability in just 60 days. Everything came back.
After 2 years of pause, everything started.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Which was unimaginable.
Yes.
If no
you saw birds coming back, the dolphins coming back.
And no scientists, no research, nothing could have predicted this thing. But it actually happened while the COVID happened. So I don't buy that contradiction where taking trees to the higher will actually impact the natural system. But I'm only concerned about being more sensitive towards nature. Construction as an activity. Most of us as learned professionals and learned engineers and architects don't realize that construction accounts for more than 50% of the carbon footprint,
True.
of the total carbon footprint.
True.
And still, we are using concrete and steel and other materials which have a very high carbon footprint. Wood, on the other hand, is the only material that absorbs carbon dioxide. And you will be amazed, I'm sure, that if you replace 1 meter cube of concrete by wood, you almost store 1 ton of carbon dioxide in the format of wood. That is where this kind of a difference you can create, and that is why I say instead of making buildings, you should grow buildings. When
Yes.
you grow buildings, you lock carbon dioxide, you lock this carbon dioxide in this building format, and you give space to the new trees who can emerge and absorb more carbon dioxide. And that is where the whole ecosystem can come
is,
back to
yes,
it,
yes.
at least not the novel, but at least to a savior format.
Right.
So, coming back to the plumbing, sanitation, and the earlier service issue, I think the technological interaction and the technology replacement of in these services is going to take care of a lot of issues that pertains to the handling of these services in the vertical format. Has been not the technological advancement. I'm sure this would have been a challenge, but the kind of automation system, the kind of plumbing technology that has evolved in the last 20 years' time is absolutely addressing the needs and the requirements of the today's development process.
Rightly said, sir. I think that was wonderful talking to you, and it's an honor that you're here and guiding our fraternity as well as the students, that you made this pavilion possible for us with all your hard work and creativity. I think we would invite you to such platforms more, and then we request you for giving us time, and we heartfully thank you for all the time that you have given to us. So wonderful interaction with you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Before I end, the only last thing I want to thank IIID on this thing, on the initiative where a professional platform integrating with the industry at large have come up with such kind of initiative.
Yes, sir.
Where this sensitization of the professionals, the students, the industry, and the society can be can happen on a platform where this sensitive issue of environment and development and saving our nature goes into the people's mindsets, and they start relating to it. And that is where the whole initiative of making this pavilion,
Yes, sir.
sensitizing people for natural taking care of the nature, and the way the workshop was designed was that while building, we are cutting down so many trees,
Right.
and we are disturbing our ecosystem. So I think that ecosystem, those creatures have a place for themselves which we have destroyed, and we should take initiative in actually creating habitats for these kind of small creatures and small ecosystem initiatives should be taken, and as well along with the development of the buildings that we are doing. So I think with that kind of a message, I would like to thank IIID.
We thank you, sir. We humbly
your whole
thank you.
team.
And myself, representing IIID MC, I sincerely thank you for all the time and your insights. That's a wonderful suggestion and guidance for us. I think this is a democratic platform where, even though it is sponsored by all the industry dialogue, even though sometimes it is contrary to whatever is happening, but it is a democratic approach where it bridges the gap between the youngsters and the decision makers and the designers. So I don't think such thing happens in any commercial event.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm very happy being part of this organization and giving my time and their time. So it brings beauty in all of us. So thanks for your, once more, I humbly thank you, sir. Thank you
No,
for your time and being your
yeah, I'm
being here.
humbled and blessed, and I really thank you. All my gratitude and heartfelt feelings for IIID, for Hyderabad, and for everyone, the kind of response, the kind of love that I received in the last 15 days' time is something phenomenal, and I'm going to take it back for a long time in my memory. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. सर का नाम पता है? Who is doing
directly applied to building construction,
Right.
because this is just a form. It gives you the concept.
Miniature application.
Yeah, it's a concept that how
Yes.
things can happen, how it can do folded. Because in structure, if you know, in the ceiling slabs that you are doing,
Right,
the
sir.
folded slabs are the most beautiful thing,
Yes.
and it can be economical. It
Right.
can have longer spans. That's how exactly we teach in origami.
Correct,
The
sir.
simple fan folds, if you do,
Yeah.
it's a system of
Origami. Yeah, wonderfully
slabbing-
said, sir.
Slab
So-
systems,
Yeah.
So this is how you have to teach them. If you say application in industry, construction industry is there, but as far as I know, or my limitations goes, it is more for external facade.
Okay.
Because external facades can be controlled.
Correct.
Controlled for light, for heat, those things can be controlled, and this is the most ideal thing. The concept of origami can be used in that external thing, facade treatment and all. It cannot be used directly for construction.
Right, sir.
The directly for construction, when you say it is the system of your scaffolding,
Right, right.
those can be used.
Those
But
can be used.
otherwise, external facade systems are very good.
Right, sir.
Furniture, lot of furnitures you can use.
Yes.
Today you will see that there are some plastic chairs in the market. It comes in a thin box.
Right.
You just open it up, just lock it, the chair is ready. you know.
Yes.
So these are the innovations that things are happening. It will take some time, and unless it becomes very popular, it becomes cost effective, people are not going to try those things.
I think in the emerging sector of advanced construction technologies, the
Yes.
biophilic design, I see a
Yes.
lot of origami.
Yes.
Where their sun control system, wind,
Absolutely,
wind control
absolutely.
system.
Sure.
I think you are actually touch basing that point,
Absolutely.
introducing to the students,
Yes.
as at a basic level, so that when they do want to pursue their advanced courses, this helps a lot.
Absolutely.
So kinetic origami is what I can portray it as. So can you put a little more, details into it?
No, sorry, I didn't get it.
Kinetic origami.
Kinetic origami.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinetic origami would also mean how things would fold and open out.
Right.
You
Sir.
know, because there is kinetic when you say that it is not stable. It has to open out and will do some other activities. you know.
Right, sir.
So this is also what we teach the students. Simple some certain things which are there we try to hold, which comes more into kirigami.
Kirigami.
Yeah, kirigami. You must have seen earlier. Also, we used to have folded cards,
Right, sir.
greeting cards, birthday cards. All those cards used to be there.
Yes.
So we still teach them
Yes.
how they can open it out, and once they open it out, how they can close it, because that is how it will take further.
So it also exists in the older furniture where we folded folded tables,
yes.
folded
The
furniture.
folding chairs. See,
Folding chairs.
The simplest thing is the accordion
Yes.
or a harmonium.
Right.
So those things are again origami based.
Correct.
Yeah, we always tell the students also your airbags in the
Airbags.
car.
Yes.
That is origami based.
Correct.
The stent which
Stent.
goes, that is origami based.
Right.
Your lenses origami based.
Right.
And as well as solar panels which are carried up in the spaceship up.
Such
how they
lights
open,
and
because
how
recently
they
we-
open up.
Yeah,
and-
we showed them how to do, and these kids were very thrilled.
Yeah.
Because they could open out, the entire thing could open out and just close down to a small single
Yes.
an inch by inch paper.
Yes.
So
So the simple mathematical concept, application part.
Yeah.
So it could be present in several
Absolute-
situations of
absolutely,
the, right from interiors to the building, scaffolding, to
perfect.
the building construction,
yes,
and
yes,
then to
correct.
the space shuttle.
Yes.
So it has wider range of applications.
Absolutely.
And I think what you rightly said is the amount of work you do and where you utilize it, it makes sense, brings sense there.
Recently, I've seen, of course, it's not very recent also, but people have opened in Europe. The
Sorry.
police in Europe, police in Europe
Okay.
are using a shield
Okay.
to protect themselves.
Okay.
Because suppose somebody is firing from
Yeah,
outside,
yeah.
and which is very light, because it has to be very light.
Right.
They just pull it up, take it away, and open it out.
Okay.
And so that they can fire from inside, but outsiders cannot fire. Of course, again, the material is different.
All right.
We teach them how to work out emergency shelters.
Right.
Emergency shelters is one
Yeah.
of the biggest thing that
Yes.
is needed in our country or everywhere.
Right, right.
Wherever we have disaster
Yeah.
management, we require these things.
Right.
And it can be just picked up on your shoulder, and you can carry that bag.
Right.
And you can make a small shelter for maybe 2 people. All those
Yeah.
things is possible.
So by this, you are actually guiding students that these are the options or opportunities that are available in the industry. if you pick up this vertical,
Absolutely.
that
correct.
means you are
Yes.
you can strive in these sectors and excel in these sectors.
Sure.
Maybe our own architects and interior designers even can get a place in space shuttle or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
space science. So right from there to the packing industry, and today we see a lot of carcasses of the furniture, in the
Yes.
sense the workstation sections.
yes.
So I see a lot of honeycomb coming into
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
So that is also part of
to reduce your weight and increase the volume that you require.
increase the strength,
And
weight.
strength also. Honeycombing
yes.
is basically for strength. you know.
Yes.
Otherwise, people earlier used to use ply and all those things, and plywood also.
Right.
There are so much materials available now.
So what you say is this is a sustainable mode of working, so
Yes,
that
yes.
it will decrease
It
the
has, it has
amount
got,
of
it has future.
material.
It has
Yeah.
future.
Yes.
And students should take interest. That's it. And if they take the right interest and if they get a right opportunity, I
Yes.
think that will be wonderful.
That's a wonderful message for our students and architects, sir. And then I would ask you one more question. So, how was your experience in IIID here?
I will
and
come
then,
to that.
yeah,
My message to the students and all the people who are folding here is that you should have a passion. You should have some interest in life other than your profession.
Okay.
Because at one point of time, you will not be doing professional work, but you can pursue your passion.
Passion.
You should have some hobby, because hobby will make your life really very comfortable.
right.
And I never get bored.
I think that is a de-stressing mechanism, is what you are
Absolutely,
suggesting.
absolutely. You said it right. Totally de-stressing, and it's a wonderful thing. First and foremost, yes, my thanks to Hyderabad team for having me out over here from Mumbai. They took care of me for the last 2 days there last week, and wonderful students, I would say. All the students that were here,
Sir.
they were really wonderful and hardworking, and they had a lot of patience, because origami teaches you all patience,
Okay.
and it also teaches you teamwork.
Maybe you have brought patience with you from Bombay to Hyderabad.
Right.
Yeah.
We always tell our students that you are an architect or you are an interior designer. You should not think you are everything. You are only 1 or 2% of the entire project.
Right, sir.
And you have to deal with so many people.
Yes.
Because it's when we do origami, it's not me alone. Small things I can do, but when we have to do bigger installations and all, you need a lot of other people to help you out. So that is that is the message that students will automatically get, right?
That's a wonderful message, sir, and we are proud to have you here, and we humbly
My
thank
pleasure.
you
My
on
pleasure.
behalf of IIID HRC
Sure.
Insider Showcase X 2024.
Yes.
And then have a wonderful time here, sir. And then we would definitely pull you from Bombay
Anytime,
to
anytime.
help us on other instances
Absolutely.
or
Yes, yes.
situations where we conduct these kind of activities.
Right.
And IIID being a bridge between the industry, the education group or the sector, and
Sure.
the professionals who are practicing. I think IIID is doing a wonderful job.
Absolutely,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Thank you for
My
your
pleasure,
wishes,
sir. Thanks
Nice
a lot.
meeting you.
Yep.
And their work into wood as a construction material, and their contribution towards housing in wood and interior elements in wood, furniture in wood. So can you please come onto the stage? You've been working with Sir. Nesca Wood has been, contributing to. I think you did all the legwork, the tool work, and then back end support to Sir. to collaborate with the workshop and this. How was your experience here?
It's been pleasure actually working with Anurag sir and under leadership of Mr. PLN. It in a very short span, almost in a week's days, we have done this day and night. The team effort was there, and having such a wonderful structure, and it's like it's a pride for us being in such an big space.
Yeah.
And it was all Anurag sir's
Effort and
support and all.
Effort, thought, design,
everything. Without his leadership, it wouldn't have
vision.
been,
Yeah,
it wouldn't have happened.
it wouldn't have come true, right? Even we are so proud of it. Today we are sitting here and having talk show. That's all, and then this gives a wonderful image to the organization, because this is going to be the front page in the entire social media and the publication part of it. So, what is Nesca Wood as a company like?
Nesca Homes, Anurag sir will take you.
So Nesca Wood is basically a collaboration with us and Mr. P.L. Narayan, who is the proprietor of this company. And it's a joint venture for making mass timber houses and buildings in India. Basically, we have been doing prefabricated structures, and now in this collaboration, we are going to take wooden structure to the next level in the country. Not only in the country, but even we are intending to export these kind of structures to places like America and Canada and Europe. Because there, the sensitivity of wooden structures is far more established than in a country like this. So it's a great initiative that we have taken to make this venture into a more sustainable building solution alternative. Sir.
Great, great.
And
What?
behind, as you said, this was a very incidental experience for all of us, and I think the design ideas which we were able to bring in here and in Hyderabad, implementing it at a such or short notice. We had a great team which was led by Surinder as a project manager, who worked on this project day and night with his team, who worked very hard with the kind of detailing and the challenges we have given them. And I think he was the one who actually translated and transformed that idea into reality.
Yeah,
Surinder, please, let everybody know your experience of working.
Yeah, we are very happy to work with Anurag
Can you
sir.
kindly introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name is Surinder. So I'm going. Hello, is working?
Close.
So my name is Surinder. So is one of the part of Nesca Hood. So we are work with Anurag sir. We very happy with that. So in this short span, so with our team,
Yeah, your team has executed
we are executed this.
this wonderful festival pavilion.
Yes.
So, what are the other projects that you do?
So, he will take it.
We have done projects across India, starting from Kashmir, to bottom of
Wow, that's
Kanyakumari,
wonderful. From
across
Kashmir to
India.
Kanyakumari.
Exactly. So,
Our projects are from Gangotri to Chennai.
Gangotri to Chennai.
Yeah, Gangotri to Chennai. We have done projects far up in the Himalayas where you have to trek 28 kilometers. No?
Okay.
They are non-motorable places.
Right.
Where even the remotest place where you can imagine.
Right.
We have done there to Chennai,
Okay.
down south Chennai, and from east from Gujarat to Meghalaya. We've done all kinds of projects on
So-
prefabricated wooden structures together.
What scale of a house or a building that we can think that Nesca could execute? What is the size
The
limitation as?
structures what we have built at it within India at the moment, like one is in Kashmir, which is like very near to Amarnath Yatra. It was for mega engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like within the snow area. Like it's like the 6 to 7 inches of snow used to pile up.
Okay.
So we have worked in such an area where if have to replicate in any other countries like Canada and all, our strength is like even who are working in Canada might not be doing these structures.
Okay.
Because it's like pretty cold over there. In that such a temperatures also we have worked.
Okay.
So the structure size can be we can go to any size. This is not something we can't scale up. But the structures what we have built were like 6,000 SFT, 7,000 SFT, G plus 1, G plus 2. We can go to any size.
So as of now, what you recommend is G plus 2 is what you have done until now, and then
we have done G plus 1.
G plus 1,
And
okay.
here in Hyderabad, we have MAC projects.
Mac project.
MAC projects.
Okay.
In that, we have done a joint venture
Okay.
where, it's like in 6,000 SFT.
6,000
It's in
SFT
a
of
model
building.
house. It's in
Okay.
a model house, and
Okay.
any architect who want to have a visit, we can arrange.
So
the-
you have this scalability and
yeah, that will showcase like what up to what extent
that
we
you can
build in
execute.
India.
Right.
Yeah, and this is super premium structure actually. Say.
Premium structure.
Yeah, if
Okay.
we go for a mass construction,
Okay.
we can also do that. There
Okay.
are many things we can.
Generally, what we think is wood is a very expensive material to try with. When it comes to other materials, wood is more expensive is what everybody feels. So how do you put it as, and then if we want to know the cost of per square feet, if and what is the minimal square feet one can order? Like nowadays, everybody after COVID, everybody thinks of their farmhouses should be there. The farmhouses should be, I mean, at least two rooms cottage or a 3 rooms cottage is what is picking up in the industry right now. So per square feet, if you have to tell to our clients, so generally what would be the starting? You can tell a range, not that a one pinpoint.
So I think in India this is a very tricky question.
Yeah.
Most other people understand it. But let me make it very simple for you. There is an apple-to-apple comparison
Right.
that one has to do, and one has to see the pros and cons of what is the kind of material and the solution that you are getting. And here there was a very famous ad of Maruti, where one person sees all the kind of cars, and then at the end of the day he used to ask one question: "ये average कितना देती है?"
Kitna chale.
Right?
Yeah.
So it is similar to that. What
Yes.
is the per square feet cost? It depends on lot many parameters there. But on a tentative side, it ranges a normal house or 1,000 square feet will range somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 rupees a square feet, complete, everything finished, and
Right to occupy.
A turnkey solution.
Yes, yes.
Right? So approximately 4,000 to 5,000. But if you see this deliverables coming, this happens in 60 days time.
Okay.
From start to finish, and with our extended capabilities, we are going to shorten this period to 30 days.
Oh, 30
In
days.
30 days, you can come, you can order a house,
Okay.
and in 30 days, you can get it delivered on your site, installed, ready to use.
Ready to
Right?
use.
And so
Yeah.
that is the kind of proposition, and that is the kind of technology and solution Nesca Wood is planning to offer in the Indian market.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And next thing is that most of us had this interaction with wood as a material which is good for making tables, chairs, or accessories only. But taking wood to a structural level like this was something we had this mind block. And that is where, as Nesca Wood, we want to break that mindset.
Okay.
That it is not only the chairs, tables, or accessories that can be possible in wood, but wood can be a material to make airports, stadiums,
Yes.
big, large commercial complexes, the big residentials, and anything that you can think about, even multi-stories, can be an option to be made in wood, which are actual reality in places like Canada, Europe, America. There they are building 60 stories and 40 stories tower, all out of wood.
That's a wonderful insight. I think we have understood what Nesca Wood is about, and all the best for your future endeavors. And we wish that you should flourish and bring this sustainable model of building construction into the market. And I think from IIID, we wish you once more all the best. And thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
In the last, I would end it that we invite all the IIID members and the architects and give us an honor to visit our factory, which is set up in Hyderabad, and have a look and feel of how these wooden structures can be a reality for making their products.
Thank you, sir.
so much.
Thank you, sir. And I think we will organize a factory visit through our members some point of time. Thank you for the offer and invitation. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.